Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, man, oh man, oh man, we are going to be hearing from one of our cast members from season 10 of The Biggest Transformation. Wait until you hear her story. It is a story of triumph, of overcoming, of just an incredible woman who lost 63 pounds in 6 months. And again, she was a part of season 10 of The Biggest Transformation. And so you are going to be inspired. You are going to be motivated. You are going to smile. And anyway, without further ado, please help me welcome to the channel Miss Karen Beachy.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you
Hello,
guys.
welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Really good. Um,
I was last night. I was telling my husband that I got to interview you today, and I'm like, guess who's gonna be on tomorrow? And he's like, yeah. He's like, isn't she still in? I said, no, her season's done. I don't even get to see her every week anymore. I miss her. And so Karen was in season 10 of The Biggest Transformation. And if you're tuning into this interview and you don't know what that is, it is a health weight loss transformation program that lasts 6 months. And we are currently on season 12. Karen was a part of the season 10 cast. And so, you, my friend, you lost 63 pounds in 6 months. Like you were the overall biggest loser in the entire season. You won phase two, and you were the overall. You lost not only the most weight, but the biggest percentage of weight out of all your castmates. And so when you hear all that, you hear biggest loser, which made you the biggest winner. When you hear 63 pounds in 6 months, the percentage of weight you lost, you actually started at 296.6,
mhm.
and your final weigh-in was at 233. So you hear all that, like what goes through your brain? What goes through your head when we list off your rap sheet of stats?
Well, when I started, I was like, I'm gonna give it my all, but I didn't expect to have those numbers and have those results because other times in the past, I would start journeys of weight loss, and then I would get to like 10 or 15 pounds, and I would plateau, and I couldn't get below that. So to be able to push through that and to push myself and do things that I'd always told myself I couldn't do was like it built my confidence so much because not only, did I lose 63 pounds, I'm able to do my exercises, things that I wasn't able to do before now because of past injuries and stuff like that. So not only did I push past my plateau of my weight loss, I was able to push past the plateaus of working out, working through those injuries, through all the things that I had told myself I couldn't do.
Mm.
They now became I can. I had to modify some things, I had to change some things, but I still kept going. I still kept pushing. And when I look back at like my before picture and my pictures now, it's like, oh my word, like that was me. This is me now. Like it's just, it feels so amazing to get to see the new me and know that that old me is never going to be here anymore. Like I'm not going to allow that old person to come back in and take away the things that I have worked so hard for. So it's amazing. It's wonderful. I love it.
It's so crazy. And I wanna go back to you because when you started, so it's just if you're watching this and you're not familiar with the program Karen went through, it's called The Biggest Transformation, and it really marries together eating healthy, drinking water, and moving your body. 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. But when Karen came into this, you had some lingering physical issues that you had verbalized you were worried about, that had caused you to not be able to move or work out or do certain things. So what were those things that you were dealing with when you started?
So when I was in third grade, I had something called Osgood Schlatter disease, which is bone on your knees. And so depending on what exercises I did, instead of your knees, doing this, mine would actually buckle backwards like this. And so when I started, I was like, well, I'm going to give it my best, but I don't know why I'm really trying, because all the other times, I would have a knee injury and then I would have to, stop, and then to start again, it was like, no, like, why am I even going to try? It's not worth trying, because every time I do, my knees, I get that knee injury again and I irritate all of that. But this time when I went in, I'm like, no, just start moving somewhere. Even if I have to modify. And I had to modify a lot to start with. Like, even the modifier, I couldn't even keep up with her, but I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can at least move. So by at least moving, it helped build the muscles and the ligaments around my knees, so that those got stronger. And now when I go back, so the first program I did was 21 Day Fix. I just got done in August going through 21 Day Fix again. This time I didn't have to modify any of it. I was able to literally stay up with Autumn all the way through. And it was just, oh my word, I did it. I pushed through those I can'ts, and I can now. So it was just amazing how much it builds your confidence, to like, all the times you've told yourself you can't do something.
Yeah.
And when you literally tell yourself you can, and you do the best that you can, how you really can push through and get to the other side, if you're willing to at least take the first step and just start somewhere. And that's what I had to do when I
Yeah.
started.
Well, and I wanted to talk about that because so often we've had people go through the program that have uh, knee injuries or that have had knee replacement surgery,
Mhm.
are going to need knee replacement surgery, and there's almost this fear of working out because in the past when they've tried, it's been an injury and they've
Yeah.
caused them to be on the sidelines. And I love that in the program you're able to modify, you're
Yeah.
able to do what you can do and not stress about what you can't do. And it's more about creating a habit of moving your body 30 minutes a day, not about pushing yourself to the brink of something you can't do. And then
Mhm.
did you find that not only obviously you can do the moves, but that your knees, your back, like all those things are stronger, like you had more mobility?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So back in August, my husband and I took like almost a 3-week vacation, and we went west. And we went hiking in some very rough terrain. I mean, rocky terrain. Like, my husband at times, like, it was downhill like this, and he would put his foot like this, and I would slide into his foot to keep as we were going down, as we were hiking. And prior to doing this, I could have never done that. Like, my knees would have buckled backwards. I could have maybe, done an eighth of a mile, and I would have been just wiped out. I would have been done. But no, we hiked for like miles and miles, and up and down, and like rocky. And he's like, he'd reach back for my hand, because that's what he's always done when we hike, is like, he was always there protecting me, because he knew my knees. And I'm like, babe, I'm actually good. Like, I'll let you know if I need you, but I'm like, I got this. And it was so amazing to get to go do those hikings. And like, we one time we hiked up on top of a waterfall, and it was, I mean, there's rocks every which way at every size, and I did it, and my knees never bothered me, they never hurt. And so it was like, wow. So for me, like, yes, losing, like, dropping that weight was amazing, and I'm glad for that, but everything else that I got out of it was a bonus, because like, we can go hiking and all the things, and my knees don't bother me anymore. But you have to just make that conscious effort to just start slow, little by little, and do what you can, and your body will slowly get you where you want to go. You just can't give up.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that you say that because when you drop your excuses, you find your results. And when
Hmm.
you find your results, you realize that no, I can be strong. I can
Hmm.
hike. Even though I'm aging, I can actually be, more active than what I
Yeah.
was, healthier than what I was. And so have you like, are you so let me, when is the first time you can remember struggling with your weight? Like being overweight and being aware that you
Um,
were overweight?
fourth grade. So whatever age that is, between fourth and fifth grade.
Okay.
So I've struggled with it. And before that, like they used to call me the beanstalk because I was just literally like, and that's why I got the Oscar Slaughter disease, because I literally grew too fast like this and my body couldn't keep up. And then because of past traumas and things like that, I turned to food as a cover and, a self protection. And I just started eating. And so, yeah, that since fourth grade, between fourth and fifth grade is when I put my weight on, and which didn't help having a knee injury and then being overweight. The two went, didn't help each other at all. So, yeah.
And so since fourth grade, you've struggled with your weight.
Hmm.
And when was the first time you can remember trying to do a diet, trying to lose weight?
I'm going to say probably 15, 16 years old, something like that.
Wow. As a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And I
then,
and I tried all sorts of different things, as far as like people are like, oh, get smaller bowls, put so you have smaller servings and your tricks your mind. I did that and that worked as long as I wouldn't go eat secretly, when no one could see like, oh, there's no one in the house. Well, let's go grab some cheese or let's go grab some potato chips and quickly eat it when there's nobody around. So for me, it was a lot of the secret eating that I did that no one would see me eat. And everybody's like, well, you eat healthy. And I'm like, yeah, I eat healthy. But I was over here secretly eating, when no one was seeing me as a comfort food, which wasn't good. So, and I had the weight to show it for it. So,
right.
yeah.
Well, and you and I know, right? Like when we see somebody who's overweight, obese, morbidly obese, and it seems like they don't eat that much or they don't eat healthy, it's like, yeah, not in front of people, right?
Yeah.
Because we're self-conscious about eating in front of people. We don't eat the bad stuff in front of people.
No, no.
We eat to fit in. We eat to not
Yeah.
be judged. And then any of the things we feel like we're going to be judged for, we do it privately. We do it
Yeah.
secretly. We do it, you know, in a closet, in the car, in the garage, in we shove the wrappers to the bottom of the trash can. We, all
No,
the crazy things we do as adults.
you actually go to the gas station and drive through the fuel, like where you get fuel, and you throw your trash in there. So that way it's not even in the bottom of your trash can for anyone to find at home. But
Totally
you had to be strategic
guilty.
about it. So
Yeah. And like we know what we're doing, right? We know we
oh
don't want
yeah.
to get busted. And
Yeah.
so like it's so true. Like I love that we're able to talk about that because like, I don't know about you, but I never talked about those things when I was
No,
overweight.
no,
Never talked about them. But inside
no.
and you kind of feel like what's wrong with me? Why do I struggle with this? Why can't I beat this? Like, and especially like you've had success in so many areas, but you diet and you diet and you diet and you diet and you can't lose the weight. It becomes your Achilles heel. It's like,
Yeah.
why can I succeed in all these other areas, but I can't lose the weight? And when you get inside of the group with other men and women, mostly women, you start to realize that, okay, I'm not the only one that struggles with this. Like these other women go through the same stuff. Like they're also doing the gas station drive by. Like this is common with us overweight people, but nobody talks about it like ever. And so have you been, were you like me? Were you a serial dieter? Or did you just accept your weight? Like how has it been since 15, your first diet until now? Like what's that look like in the whole diet world for you?
Well, I would go through phases kind of to where I was like, this is just what it is. And I would just, you know, accept that this is my weight. This is the way I look. This is the way my life is just going to be. And then I would see people, like I watch your transformation when you went through all of that. And I'm like, well, if Carmen can do it, I can do it. And so I would start again, and then something would happen. I'd have a trigger or something. And I'm like, see, I don't know why you even set yourself up. Like all the other times you failed, why did you think this time was going to be any different? And so it was like a yo-yo. Then I would see other people. I'm like, they did it. I can do it. And then I would start again. And then next, I was like, you know what? Forget it. this is just my life. This is just the way it's going to be. Just accept it. And it is what it is. But then this past November, at an event that I was at, someone challenged me to make a Facebook Live post on something that I'm going to do in 2024. And I, at that, right in that instance, I was like, I'm putting myself first. This 2024 is about me. I'm going to focus on my health and what I want out of life. And so, because of making that decision, I sent my application in. I got accepted into the biggest transformation. And it's one of the best things that I've ever done in my life. It's pushed me through so many things that I always told myself I couldn't do. And I was able to push through all those barriers, break through. You know, some of it I still have to work on. It's a, every day it's a work in progress. But I have the roadmap. I know how to do it. And just knowing those other people going through that season and knowing there's other people that struggle with the same thing we do, but we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's encouraging because you're not alone.
Yeah, 100%.
So that was my, like, back in November when I said, no, 2024 is my year. And I sat down with my family and I said, I love you guys, but this is the year for mom. This is what I'm going to do. And you can either support me or not, but this is what I'm going to do. And they all supported me. They all came on board in any way that they could. So it's been huge.
It's amazing. So, what was different about this time for you, right? Because obviously you picked a program,
Mhm.
like you'd seen other people go through it. So you knew you weren't getting a walk in the park, right? Like you knew it was this crazy lady who was going to hold your butt to the fire. You weren't going to get away with crap. And it was like so how has this experience been different than all the other fad diets and things that you've done in the past?
It was my mindset. Like, I had to choose me first,
Mhm.
and I had to make that conscious effort that no, I matter. What I want out of life is just as important as me pouring into others. And if I really want to be here for my family, this is what I have to do in this season. Because if not, I'm going to, the older you get, the heavier you get, you're going to have health issues, and then I'm not going to be able to do the things that I want to do. So it was really just changing my mindset, pushing through all the barriers that told me, well, you can't do this because of past. No, I can do this. I'm going to do it this time. And just pushing through all those no's and that negativity, and just choosing me was the main thing. Like, choosing me is what did it for me this time, was just stopping all the background noise and just saying, no, not going to happen. Other things just have to wait until I am where I want to be, so that I can do and be who I want to be and who I was created to be.
How have your kids and your husband, your friends, your family, because you've been kind of out and about, you've been traveling. I saw you with some fringe boots dancing. How has everybody else reacted? Because I know you're not done yet, but I
Yeah.
mean, 63 pounds. Like you're a smaller woman. You can see it everywhere, right? So how has everybody else reacted to this new you in progress? Like how what's been their reactions?
Well, it's actually been amazing because my husband, soon after I started, he decided to do 75 hard because of me doing my exercises. Um, During the 6 months of transformation, I actually did my first 5K. I walked it, but my least active son has ran 3 5Ks since then. He has his own personal trainer. Like, he takes like the shakes and all of that. And just people are like, wow, what are you doing? And one of my friends was like, if you can do it, I can do it. Like, so it's been positive feedback. Like, everyone's like, wow, you look amazing. How are you feeling? How are you doing it? What are you doing? So it's been really good because my family is seeing their mom put themselves first. So they're starting to put themselves first. And so are some of my friends that I hang around with. They're like, okay, if you can do it, we can do it. What are you doing? and they're making small, small changes here, small changes there to become more healthy, to become more, fit and stuff. And yeah, like as you were saying, my black boots that I had on this past weekend, I was at a wedding and I was on my feet all day long. And prior to this, I could have never done it. Like there was tons of stairs and stuff involved and all of that. I could have never physically, I would have never been able to do that. And then I danced for 4 hours after being on my feet all day. And so that was just amazing. I was talking to my husband about it. I'm like, babe, I danced for 4 hours in my boots. And that's something I could have never done before because my body physically would have wore out and I couldn't have done it. So it was amazing. And it's amazing when, people see your transformation and see you changing and you encourage them to want to do better. It makes me push harder to make so that I get to my goal to show them that they can achieve whatever it is that they set their mind to.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's amazing how we don't even, because it's a slow fade.
Mhm.
Like we don't realize how we stop living, how we
Mhm.
stop doing things that we love to do, how we go from being in the game of life, involved at things like weddings, to a wallflower, to sitting at the
Mhm.
table. Why? Because our feet hurt, because our knees hurt, because our back
Mhm.
hurts, because we have no energy. We don't realize how life morphs from us living life to life we're just existing. And when you start to
Mhm.
lose the weight, you almost start to, you become the person you've
Yeah.
always been meant to be. You've
Yeah.
always been, but that you've kind of pushed aside.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you are out there living and you're dancing and you're enjoying and you're being in the game and you're traveling and you're vacationing and you're doing all the things, right? That maybe at one point you wouldn't have done.
Mhm.
I know you're not done yet. So what is next? 1 year from today, where's Karen going to be?
1 year from today, I am going to be at my goal weight, which I had said 130, but then when I went back and I've looked at some other people with my height, I think 130 might be a little low. So I'm going for 140. So that's my goal. In that 140 range is where I've had, looked at some pictures, done some stuff. I'm like, I've looked at people that are my height, and I'm like, so I'm going for 140 is where I want to be 1 year from now, is at my goal weight is around 140 with a body percentage of like 15%, 18%, somewhere in there, I think is where I'll feel comfortable with. I might have to adjust and adapt as I get there, because it'll look different. Because I don't remember the last time I was that weight. So, when I get there, probably have to adjust that. But I'm just looking forward to being down to, a weight that I feel confident in and I feel good in, and I'm not, trying to hide myself from the camera and, oh no, put me in the back, please. Now it's like, no, I don't care. I'll stand in the front, because you feel confident about yourself and you feel good about yourself. So I just can't wait to get down to that weight to where it's like, wow, like as good as I feel now and as confident as I feel about the 63 that I have dropped. I'm like, I'm excited to get to my goal weight because I'm like, I can only imagine how much more confident I'm going to be and how much more amazing and wonderful I feel just from the transformation that I've made now.
Yeah. 100%. And
Yeah.
I love that you said if I can do it, anybody can do it. And that's the truth. Like if you're
Mhm.
watching this, you're literally looking at two women who started at almost the same weight.
Mhm.
Karen started at 296. I started at 288. And so two women that were literally inches away from 300 pounds. And to see us go from inactive to active, from living on the sideline to living in the game. If you're watching this and you've been on the struggle bus and you've been on riding the weight loss roller coaster, let us be proof to you that your
Yes.
goals are possible. And so, Karen, thank you so much for being with us tonight, for taking time out of your busy traveling, momming, wifing, working life to inspire all of the people on here. And if you are watching, I will drop the link down below if you want to join our next season coming up, which applications will be opening in December, and our next season will be starting in January. We will be back live next week, same time, same place. If you want to catch Karen's season of The Biggest Transformation, I'll link it down below. She's in season 10. Go watch her amazing cast. Go watch her literally shrink before your very eyes. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's wild. You're going to be like, wow, that was the same woman on the interview. No way. And so anyway, thanks for watching. We will see you later.
See ya.